I would like everybody to take a finger from each hand. With one of your fingers, take your nail and dig it between your nail bed and your tip of your finger. This causes a bit of pain. Now imagine your entire nail being ripped off as well as some bones being broken. Today, there are about 14 million cats who are declawed in the United States every year. Together, we must stand up for those who don't have a voice to stand up for themselves. Meaning, we must come together with LA, Delaware, New York, Australia, parts of Canada, and parts of Europe in banning the declawment of cats. According to Gordon and Konzemius, in the article published in 2005, Veterinary Medicine, there are many dangers during the surgery as well as after the surgery. But first, I will talk about some instruments. Lasers, guillotines, and scalpels are all instruments that are included in the declawment of cats. When a scalpel is used, higher concentrations of urine and blood are released from the organism. This may very well lead up to an infection. According to Holmberg and co-author Bryson in the article published in 2006, the Canadian Veterinary Journal, declawing a cat is major surgery. Instruments are used to cut through the joints. According to Atwood in the article published in 2005, Society in Animals, the procedure of declawing a cat is known as a rigorous surgery. Scalpel blades are used to cut directly into a tendon. This means that the blade dissects between the second and third plant thorax of the cat's paw. So if everybody would just take a look at your hand and just imagine from your first knuckle up all the way into your nail, that is completely being removed from the cat. According to Gordon and Konzemius, pain relievers given to the patients may cause more harm than good. Opioids have fatal side effects such as bradycardia, vomiting, and depression of the organs and organism itself. Local anesthetics given to the patient only last about 2 hours, which is very ineffective for the post-care. NSAIDs can cause kidney and liver necrosis, as well as some ulcers forming in the GI tract from the inside out. Now that you understand the procedure, I will address the pros as well as the cons of declawing a cat. According to Rasmussen and the article published in 2014, Veterinary Team Brief, there are some pros to declawing a cat, which I will provide some solutions for later. When owning a cat, it is very likely that they would destroy some furniture as it is in their nature to scratch. It is also very likely that injuries may occur as cats use their nails in defense or when they're just playing a little bit too rough. According to Rasmussen, there are also some major cons when declawing a cat. After understanding the actual procedure, we can all come to the agreement that it is very painful for the patient. After a surgery, a cat may develop some undesirable behaviors that may contradict the surgery in the first place. Cats may attack and bite in response to their pain. When taking away their claws, the cat is ripped of their natural defense mechanisms. According to Holmberg and Bryson, the health of the feline is also at stake. After surgery, the risk of bleeding, swelling, and infection are increased tremendously. Swelling will increase due to the organism being forced to walk upon their paws. Imagine having 20 amputations and being forced to walk on them before they're even healed. Studies show that 42% of cats suffer from long-term pain. 10% of those cats are affected with a permanent limp. Now that we know some benefits to declawing a cat, I will provide you with some solutions so that the surgery may be avoided completely. According to Holmberg and Bryson, the unwanted behavior of cats can be solved in many other ways. For one, before even bringing a cat into your household, it is very important to understand the nature of a cat. The nature of a cat includes scratching, either in defense or just as their coping mechanism with stress. It's important to also learn more about the procedure before you sign your loved one up for it. Just because you rip their claws out, the risk of biting still remains. So if you take away their claws because you're afraid of their defense mechanism, are you going to knock out their teeth too? Some solutions to your cat avoiding declawment is treating them to frequent nail trimmings. This reduces the sharpness of their claws. If this doesn't work, protective plastic nail caps are also being used to place over their claws. This works to reduce the sharpness of them. A designated scratching post allows a cat to scratch naturally without destroying the furniture. This allows them to relieve their stress as well as behave in their natural habitat without destroying furniture or harming somebody. Because gripping mechanisms are being taken away from kittens, they may very well fall into depression. Imagine a kitten not being able to grasp at yarn or play with feathers. What kind of humans would we be to take that away from them? I hope now cat owners will be more responsible by thinking the entire procedure through before signing their loved one up for this. By spreading the knowledge of the actual procedure of the declawment, which is a non-essential surgery, together we can decrease the 14 million cats who are put through harm and declawed every year. Now that you know more about the procedure, you will not continue to declaw nor support declawing of felines. Will you choose a fair balance between the safety of your household and the health of your loved one? Thank you.
Love you, bye.